Hey guys, so this is something I don't think I've ever explained properly or made a video about really, like whether abusing overpowered stuff like in my best champion videos or actually maining a champion is the best way to climb. By the way, if you're from the UK, I'm going to be on the MSI booth in Insomnia 61 iSeries this weekend, so if you are there, make sure you come and find me. But that also means I have to prep videos in advance for this weekend when I'm away. So my friends over at Pro Guys edited this video together for me to save me some time. Check out the link down below if you're serious about getting better at League. So in my opinion, the two best choices for climbing are either maining champions or abusing overpowered stuff. Being like a fill player, I guess, who plays everything is going to make your life a lot more difficult. It means you're going to be okay at everything, but you aren't amazing at anything. And trust me, I used to do this. I used to try and climb this way. It meant that I relied on my team being good way more than if I carried the game myself. There are two main things though with that. Like a mid main, for example, should be a fill mid player. So the chances are you're likely playing against someone who mains that role and they're probably going to beat you. Most players who climb up to high diamond do it with one role and just a few champions. You could play every role to a diamond 3 level, for example, or you play one role to a diamond 1 level, a secondary to diamond 3, and the rest to diamond 5 level. Doing that one role means you have the potential to climb up to diamond 1 if you get your main role, if that makes sense. But with the fill one, you can't play any role better than diamond 3, so you can't get higher. So anyway, which is better then, main champion or abusing overpowered? Abusing the best champions is actually easier. If you can play the champion properly, but you also have to adapt often with different patches. The game changes a lot. Everyone always says that in every video they say abuse overpowered, but they don't really explain why. Strong champions do not require you to be as good at them to still win the game. That is why. Every champion has a certain kind of level of play, I guess, which is needed to win a game. Strong champions have a much lower level needed because of how strong they are themselves. The strength of the champion lowers the skill needed to play them. Let's take an example right now, I guess. Tristana is pretty busted bot lane, and if you think about why, it's because she's very easy to be good at. Her damage comes from literally pressing Q and auto attacking, so like it's really easy to do and really easy to reach the full potential of her damage. You can make mistakes because you have your W and R to keep you safe. You have good items now, and games are going later, which means you don't have to rush to finish. So really, right now, you can be an average player with Tristana, playing her to maybe 50% of her potential, but you're still going to carry and you're still going to win games. If we take somebody like Varus, who isn't that strong right now, your damage is a bit weirder. You need to use your blight stacks, and it's quite punishing to play because you don't have an escape. You need to be good at Varus to win a game with him, playing him to maybe 75% of his real potential to carry and win games. That in a nutshell is why strong champions exist and why people use them in a competitive game. In every competitive game, you don't have to be as good at the champion, but you can still win games and you're still going to climb. The champion power, how strong, how overpowered they are, lowers the skill level needed to play and win with them. Now by that logic though, why would anybody ever main something else apart from that board if you can abuse the strong stuff and make your life easier? To be honest, the sweet spot is when they meet in the middle. Your champion pool becomes meta and strong, then you have like the best of both worlds. You're playing a strong champion who only needs to be played at 50% of their potential to win, but you can play them at 75% potential, meaning you win even more. The thing is, the meta changes all the time, right? Tristana might be 50% potential to win with this patch because she's so strong, but next patch she could get nerfed and go up to 75% potential needed. If you aren't that good at her, if you are literally playing her to that 50% to win and abuse the overpowered stuff, then now you're going to start losing a lot of games. Now if you main something, no matter whether they are meta or not, you are going to be able to play and win reliably, like over a month for example. Sometimes you're going to win more, sometimes you'll win less, depending on the meta, depending on how overpowered your champion is. Caitlyn mains, for example, that's a really good example. For a long time, she was stupidly overpowered. She needed maybe like a 40% potential to win because she was so strong. A Caitlyn main who can play her at like 75% potential is laughing. They're going to win so many games because they have a strong champion and play her above the level needed to win. Now though, Caitlyn is pretty bad. She got gutted really hard and is probably back up to 75% potential needed to win a game. For somebody who abused Caitlyn's strength, who actually isn't that good at her, that's really bad. But for somebody who mained Caitlyn, that is okay. That Caitlyn main can still win because they are really good with the champion and play her at like a 75% level. That's kind of my point really. If you main a champion, when they are overpowered, you will crush people. When they aren't that great, you will still win games because you are good with the champion anyway. There are some exceptions if they get really bad, like a Ryze or a Zero or Ezreal or something, but in general, you can climb with almost anything. The best honestly is to pick something that is not that popular, that you find really fun and isn't likely to get nerfed. Something middle of the pack. Take Swain for example, right? Barely played, doesn't get nerfed, but is still pretty decent. Mainly something like that means you'll probably need to play him to like 60 or 70% potential to win games with him, but that number is not likely going to change. You don't get these awesome patches where games are free wins because they got a buff, but you also don't get patches where games are really hard because your champion got nerfed. Okay, so to round this up properly then, if you can adapt quickly and you don't mind picking up new things, things, you don't mind changing your champion all the time, then abusing overpowered is a really good way to climb the ladder really fast. If what you're playing gets nerfed though, you might have a dip while you find something else to pick up and play. If you have climbed to gold 1 with Tristana, right, and she gets nerfed, your new AD carry probably will not be gold 1 level to start with, so you'll lose while you're learning. Maining a champion or two is by far the most reliable way to climb though. It will be slow to start with, you'll suck for like the first 50 games maybe, but after that you will start to climb decently well and pick up some more pace. It will be a bit slower than abusing the overpowered stuff, but you will most likely have a higher rating overall at the end of it in like a few months, because you've got champions you can play all of the time. It doesn't really matter if we go through like 4 patches or something, like you'll still be climbing because your champion is still going to be good, whereas the guy who's abusing overpowered might have to change champions. I guess the answer is both of them are good. It depends on your playstyle and what you actually want, but mainly a champion is by far the most reliable way to climb over a season. Hopefully that answers this question I get all the time and helps you make up your mind. Thank you again to Pro Guides for editing this for me. It really did help me out, but for now I'll leave you with robots.